that initial narrative that was out there that basically Shedeur is wasting everyone's time.
But I think, and Dion certainly thinks, that there is going to be a world in which Shedeur sets foot in a football.
Big news coming out of Cleveland today, as insider sources are revealing some major behind-the-scenes moves at the Browns headquarters. There's been talk that the franchise is laying the groundwork for a potential future star, and it's none other than Shedeur Sanders. Now, for the first time, it looks like the Browns are truly committed to preparing Shedeur for a starting role. And they're making sure that the dirt around his name is cleared away before he steps onto the NFL stage. While Dillon's time with the team is still uncertain, insiders are confident that Shedeur's moment is coming, and it's going to be a game changer. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into what this could mean for the Browns' future, and why Shedeur Sanders could be the one to lead them into a new era.
You know, Shedeur himself, it wasn't Dion. It was clear that this was made from the Browns, and I do think that's what's interesting about this, is because I think any time the Browns leak any report about Shedeur, it ends up backfiring, even if it's a well-intentioned one like this, which is...
The Browns are taking proactive steps to ensure they don't face backlash from Shedeur Sanders' loyal fan base this time around. They're shifting the narrative, making it clear that Shedeur is no longer being held back. The franchise is now gearing up for his return, fully focused on maximizing his potential, both on the field and off it. The Browns are preparing to make the most of his talent, knowing the impact he can have for the team in more ways than one. Analysts suggest that this sudden shift from criticism to widespread praise for Shedeur Sanders appears to be a strategic move to prevent any negativity from his detractors from swaying the conversation. It seems like Jimmy Haslam is the mastermind behind this approach, as he had previously stated before the season began that both rookies would be given a chance to play. This carefully crafted move ensures the Browns management stays in control of the narrative surrounding Shedeur.
We're going to play your guy at some point this year. Just be patient.
Well, and I'm sure a lot of people think like myself. It's like, yeah, Jimmy Haslam already told us he was going to play this year. You know, like if you just listen to Jimmy Haslam, we'd have both quarterbacks be playing.
Meanwhile, the narrative around Dillon Gabriel is starting to shift, with Mary Kay Cabot throwing some subtle criticism his way after the Browns lost to the Vikings. In a recent tweet, she highlighted how Gabriel struggled to lead the team to victory, despite throwing 2 touchdowns. When it came down to the critical moments, he couldn't deliver. Now, Mary Kay is once again suggesting that the Browns should consider bringing Shedeur Sanders in as QB2, at least behind Dillon, to apply more pressure and keep him on his toes.
Dillon Gabriel unable to finish the job as Vikings win 21-17 on the last play of the game, last drive.
Mary Kay Cabot was paying close attention to the game and didn't hesitate to share her thoughts on Gabriel's performance. She pointed out a significant issue: Gabriel's difficulty in handling the defensive pressure as the game wore on. However, Mary Kay's comments weren't just critical, they served as a reminder. She subtly referenced Dillon Gabriel's earlier remarks before the game, when he took a jab at Shedeur Sanders. Ahead of his first NFL start, Gabriel had gone on social media, dismissing outside distractions and claiming his focus was solely on the team. But when the moment came to back up those words on the field, Gabriel faltered. Under pressure, he couldn't deliver, losing control of the game in the crucial moments when the Browns needed him most.
And we can only control what we can control, but yeah, I don't want to speak for anyone in particular. And,
At that point, Gabriel was full of confidence, standing firm on his beliefs and the mindset he claimed set him apart. He made it clear that he wasn't interested in the spotlight, and that being a true leader meant putting the team's success above everything else. Comments many interpreted as more quiet shots at Shedeur Sanders. But after the tough loss to the Vikings, all that talk doesn't seem to carry the same weight anymore. The Browns came painfully close to a win, yet Gabriel's performance in the clutch moments has left many questioning whether his words can still back up his game.
and a bunch of them, you know, if you go back, but you just continue to attack it with your process and how you want to accomplish that. But I think it's us coming together, like I said, not to be, you know, cliche or keep saying the same thing, but you know, we have to come together and create momentum for each.
Now, it's not just Mary Kay Cabot raising concerns. Several other analysts are joining the conversation, questioning Dillon Gabriel's poise when it comes to finishing games. Ryan, in particular, suggested that Shedeur Sanders could have made a real difference during those crucial moments. He even criticized Coach Stefanski's choice to keep Joe Flacco as the backup instead of giving Sanders that role, calling it a missed chance to have two promising young quarterbacks available. In Ryan's view, if Sanders had been ready to step in when Gabriel started to falter, the entire outcome of the game might have looked very different.
Joe Flacco, can't get it done anymore. So bring Shedeur Sanders up with the young kid, the lefty, and now you're...
This is the same Rex Ryan who previously criticized Shedeur Sanders, accusing him of not putting in enough work. Yet now, he's suggesting that Shedeur should be considered as a backup. This shift in perspective highlights how Browns management is subtly pushing the idea that Shedeur will soon be taking the field. It's a strong indicator that they are preparing for his role, and it's a promising sign for Shedeur's future with the team.
Really hasn't done it. I mean, he hasn't gotten in any trouble. I mean, he hasn't been saying the wrong things. He hasn't been a less than a model citizen focused on, being the best that he can be. He hasn't done anything. So I think that when we look at it, he's going in there, he's working.
In conclusion, it's clear that the Cleveland Browns are strategically shaping the conditions to ensure that Shedeur Sanders will take the field in the near future. From clearing up any negative perceptions surrounding him to making subtle moves within the organization, Jimmy Haslam's earlier comments about giving both rookies a chance to play were not just a passing statement, but a clear indication that the Browns had a plan in place for Shedeur's development. And now, with Mary Kay Cabot's pointed observations about Gabriel's inability to perform under pressure and Rex Ryan's sudden change in tone, it's apparent that the organization is gradually positioning Shedeur to take over. These moves are not just coincidental. They reflect a carefully orchestrated approach to ensure that Sanders is ready when his time comes. For Shedeur, this is an exciting development. The Browns are not just bringing him in for the future, but actively creating opportunities for him to prove himself. With the support of the franchise and the groundwork already in place, Shedeur Sanders is being groomed for greatness. This is a pivotal moment for both the Browns and Sanders as they prepare to make a statement on the field. And it's clear that the conditions are being shaped for Shedeur to be the future leader of the Cleveland Browns. What do you think, football fans? Is Shedeur Sanders really the future of the Cleveland Browns? Or is this just all part of a bigger strategy to motivate Dillon Gabriel? Do you believe the Browns are setting Shedeur up for success? Or could this all backfire if Gabriel turns things around? How do you feel about the subtle shift in narrative surrounding Gabriel's performance? Is it fair to bring Shedeur into the conversation so soon, or should the team stick with Gabriel for a little longer? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get the conversation going.